Yeah, so I mean, I guess if you're going to ride waves, the one thing you do need to do is you need to get out past like the shore break in order that you can get out the wave to ride them. So that can be tricky, and it can knock you back. You know, if you look in here, there's different places on this beach to get out. We've already driven around this area here, which is the waves, the swell's coming from this direction and the wind's coming sort of from this direction. So this is the most sheltered part of the beach. If you was around the far side of the beach, you're going to get nailed, you know, again and again. It'll be relentless. But here, there's already a lot of shelter. So I guess we've got a couple of different ways. If you know it's like a steep shelf and then you're going to get off, then you do like yesterday, that test, you know, you have the board primed up, you put the plunger in, boo, boo, you know, you hear that it's running, it's ready, and then I hold the board. So I put my hand down next to the board, and then I'm holding the hand already. I've got my throttle control in this hand, and I've got the handle of the board in this hand, and then I poke the plunger in, and then I grab the strap of the board, and I'm already starting to make my way into the water, and then it's going to start as I start to get towards the water, brum brum, because you don't want to stand there out of the water with the engine running for a long time, because you're going to cook the engine. So what I would do is then try and get as quickly as I can in the water. If it turns, and I've already waited for a suitable point where the waves are dropped before I even poke the plunger in, you know, that it's ready, and then I can just jump in the water and go. If it turns out that actually I'm about to get in the water and I see a big set of waves coming, then actually mission abort. Just pull the plunger, let the engine go, stand back away from the shore, recover yourself, just wait until the timing's right again, let the engine cool down a little bit maybe, and then off you go again.
And can you really duck dive with it?
No, you're not going to duck dive with these, but they're powerful. You can punch up over the top of the whitewater. You've got, if you're heading out from here, I mean, if you're sort of a different situation where, I mean, this does look quite shallow to start with, so you're probably not going to do the plunger on the beach and then run. You're probably actually going to take the board, prime it first, put the handle in, boom, boom, have it ready, and then you're going to carry it, and I'm probably going to have the throttle in that hand and the handle, and I'll just carry it but up high, you know, so the water's just going around my legs, it's not going around the board. And once I'm deep enough that I know I can put the board on the water, I won't lose any time, but I'll obviously make sure there's a gap in the waves, poke the plunger in, wait for it to start, boom, and I'll be off, laying down on the board. And I want to then get out, straight out the back, just fly straight out the back, past all the waves, and then you're safe. You've got all the time in the world then to stand up and get ready and ride the wave. If you're trying to get out and you're coming across waves breaking as you're going out, you've got the power to change direction with that board. You know, you're laying down, you can just go all the way up to the right, go around it, or all the way left to around it. So try and observe your beach, how it breaks, and you can then just navigate around the white water. Sometimes you might have to actually punch over the top of the white water, and sometimes you can always do like a little chicken turn. You know, you think, actually, there's a whole big wall of white water, I'm not ready for this. Do a 180, back to the beach, back to your comfort zone, which might be just pick the board out the water and you're standing up away from it, or it might be you get all the way to the shore if it's like a steep shelf, come into the shore fast and run up the beach. There's no glamour in standing around posing as you're taking the board out the water where waves are concerned. You get the board up out the water, you get the board and you run off the, you know, up the beach, you get to safety. So there would also be a situation where maybe there's a wave coming. You can get out, but you've got to punch over the top of the wave, or you've got to punch over white water. If the wave isn't broken, you just ride over it. Even if it's a huge big wave like at Nazaré, you know, you can just ride over a wave 2-3 miles an hour, nice and gentle, as long as it's not broken. If you get to the point where the wave's reared right up and it's about to break, or it's broken, you probably need to carry enough speed to punch out over the top. But if you imagine you're laying down on the board and you're going to face a big ramp of a wave, you don't actually want to go and do a big jump and then land smack laying on the board, you know.
Especially with the tummy.
Yeah, with your elbows, your tummy, your body. I mean, once you're standing on the board, you've got your knees, which can work like shock absorbers and absorb the impact. But when you're laying down, you actually got to be a little bit smart about controlling your speed as you go over the top of the wave, and then the direction. So rather than hit the wave bang head on, you might go 45-degree angle. Carry enough speed, boom, 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 45-degree angle over the top, and then you're probably not even going to jump. And if you do jump, it's just a little jump off the side. It's not like a big ramp up into the, you know, rocketing into the moon and coming back down again. So that's really my tips on getting out past the shore break.
And it's a very important point that I learned from you, that you can actually start the board before entering the water, because sometimes it gets suffocating, you know. If you're already in the water and you put the plug in,
And then what if you forgot to even wake the ECU up? You know, if it's in the case of the jet surf, you know, you lay there, you put your board in the water, and oh no, I didn't put my leash on, which you should wear a leash for in the waves. I didn't put my leash on yet, and then you're faffing around. Where's the handle? Oh, I got to turn it on. You know, that's just asking for disaster. Preparation is the key. Preparation while you're on the beach. You're near the water's edge, right near the water's edge. You get your safety leash on, you get the board woke up, primed up, and I would always start the board then as well. You know, I'd actually put the plunger in, brum brum brum, or at least I'd start it while I'm here at the car, so I know that it started within the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes, and it's a good reliable board. It's gonna start when I get in the water. I mean, you hit the water, actually you kind of do want it warmed up a little bit. If it's completely cold, it's probably not going to run. You put it in the water, boom, and off you go. Oh, it stopped. You know,
the wave is coming.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, it's not. You don't want to overheat the engine, but you do want to have it run for a few seconds, perhaps at the car, and then now you've made your way to the beach. Strap on. You've got your wristband on. You've woken up the ECU, and then that's the thing. If it's a steep shelf, hold the handle. I hold the handle. The trigger in one hand, put the plunger in, and then I'm going to run to the beach, and it's probably going to start halfway between me getting into the water. Boom, 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 charge and go. Full, if you can, full commitment. It solves a lot of issues.
Awesome.